Okay, so welcome into your G1 Climax Finals review. This took place August 14th, 2016, and this was going to be headlined by Kenny Omega and Haruki Goto, where Haruki Goto won the A block due to the draw between Tanahashi and Okada during day 12, and then Omega advanced, won the B block by defeating Tetsuya Naito, which I still call bullshit, but they decided that's what Gedo decided to go with. So let's go ahead and get right into the review. So we start off the finals with the opening tag match: Jushin Thunder Liger and Tiger Mask defeating Ryusuke Taguchi and David Finlay. This was an okay opener. You had Liger, he can still go in the ring, and he's doing his thing. Tiger Mask doing his thing. Taguchi and Finlay being Taguchi and Finlay. Nothing special, but it was fine for what it was. Where you had Tiger Mask hit like a super tiger bomb off the top rope for the 3 count. I give the match a 2.5 out of 5. So we go from that match to Gedo and Jado defeating Yoshitatsu and Captain New Japan. So that match just happened. 2 out of 5. I mean, of course, the bookers of New Japan and Noah are going to book themselves to go over. Then again, Captain New Japan and Yoshitatsu, who even cares about them? So you're better off skipping this match. Now, then we get another tag match, and this is where the show starts to pick up. Tomohiro Ishii and Yoshihashi defeating the Great Bash Heels, Tomoaki Honma and Togi Makabe. This was a good match. You had Ishii and Makabe going at it, although you also had Yoshihashi and Honma going at it. The interaction between these two tag teams was really good. These are two tag teams that you should bring into the heavyweight tag division, and it'll really help out the Briscoes title reign. And you'll add some prestige to the heavyweight tag titles again. Because, boy, does that heavyweight tag division need some fucking star power. But, really, you had really good tag team combination. Yoshihashi ends up hitting Karma on Honma to pick up the 3 count. I give this match a 3.5 out of 5. They really needed to put this is good where it was placed on the card to pick up the overall slack that the first 2 matches had, and it really improved the show. So we go from that match to the 8-man tag match where you have Katsuhiko Nakajima, Goshi Osaki, Shuhei Taniguchi, and Masa Kitamiya, representing Pro Wrestling Noah, defeating Katsuyori Shibata, Yuji Nagata, Hiroyoshi Tenzan, and Manabu Nakanishi, representing New Japan Pro Wrestling. This was an intense match. The crowd was into it. Every chant, every time Noah got the upper hand, the crowd would just go all in with their boos. And every time New Japan got the upper hand, the crowd was cheering. And these guys were really working like they wanted to kill each other. And props to both sides, man. Just really good back and forth. Shibata was crazy during this match. He was trying to kill all the Noah guys. And if this is going to set up Shibata feuding with the Noah guys, I'm all in. Let's go. Where he was just going after everybody. He headbutted Nakajima so hard that when the camera cut close to him, you saw him bleeding. And that was just all out crazy. And the match ended up breaking down, and at the end, you had Nakajima hit the brainbuster on Nakanishi to pick up the win for Noah. So overall, this match, I really love this match. I'm gonna give it a 4 out of 5. Just a match that really, it really picked up the pace. It really got better after Ishii Yoshihashi defeating the Great Bash Heels, and that was a good match as well. The pace just got better. And then after the match, you just had this all-out brawl where you had Shibata beating the shit out of Nakajima, and you had the Noah guys coming in, brawling as well with the third generation. Yeah, Shiozaki pulling Shibata off of Nakajima, getting a few shots in on him, and then afterwards Shibata turns his attention to Shiozaki, and he's just relentlessly headbutting Shiozaki. And Shiozaki, he was so pissed off when he got those headbutts. It's like, damn. Like, everybody wanted to kill each other. And looking at the crowd, it looked like the crowd was going to be fighting each other as well. Because you had some Noah fans in attendance. It was just insane. Like, that was the best part of the first half of the G1 finals, was that tag match and what happened afterwards. So things quiet down and we get to the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team Championship matchup. The Briscoe brothers defending against Adam Page and Yujiro Takahashi of the Bullet Club. This was a pretty good match. Nothing too great. It was good to see Takahashi come out and bring back all the women that he would normally bring out. Because haven't seen fucking Takahashi do that since last year's G1, where it was day 4, when he brought that chick and she was twerking in the middle of the ring. Good times. But you had Briscoe brothers taking the early advantage on. Eventually, they teased a quick match. The match ending quickly when you had Takahashi distracting the ref, and you had Adam Page hit Jay Briscoe with the heavyweight tag title belt, and you had Briscoe blading a little bit. But Briscoe was able to kick out at 2. You had Page and Takahashi working over the Briscoes, and the crowd just really wasn't into it. So, but when the Briscoes were getting it going, the crowd was getting behind the Briscoes a little bit. And ultimately, the Briscoes ended up going over with the Doomsday Device to retain the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Team titles. I'm going to give this match a 3 out of 5. It was solid. It was just the Briscoe brothers title reign hasn't been great. Not because it's not the Briscoe brothers' fault. It's just these shitty tag teams that Gato brings to them. Like, you need to get some better tag teams. Like Ishii and Yoshihashi, make them a tag team. You know, bring back Makabe and Homa. Hell, just fucking Have Sonata and Evil of Los Ingobernables de Japón make them a tag team, and you really got a good. Then that's a start to build up your division right there. Now you got something, but they just they the heavyweight tag division is really in need of some new tag teams. You know, you could have the Addiction and War Machine from ROH as well. You know, so, try to bring in some new tag teams to the heavyweight division, because the junior tag division could also use some tag teams, but we'll talk about that another time. So it cuts to halftime, and they have this message of this time bomb that says 1991, where it's pretty much a countdown to like a wrestler appearing. It's either going to be a debut or a return. A lot of speculation is Minoru Suzuki's going to come back. So, but we'll just have to see what happens. So, it could be Minoru Suzuki, Killer Elite Squad, anybody from Suzuki-gun, or somebody else, or a debut of a new wrestler. So, let's just see what happens. So, afterwards, after the intermission, we get to the ROH World Championship match. Jay Lethal defending against Satoshi Kojima. This is a pretty good match. Kojima working lariats. Lethal being lethal. But something that these wrestlers in New Japan could learn. If the Japanese wrestlers could learn how to take the lethal combination, that would be great, because Kojima almost broke his back taking that lethal, botching the landing of the lethal combination. Like, for whatever reason, there is yet to be a wrestler in New Japan that can take the lethal combination the right way. Like with Yujiro Takahashi, he almost died with the way he took that fucking lethal combination at one time. But yeah, Kojima at one point countering the lethal injection with a lariat to the back of the head. Kojima trying to hit multiple lariats on Lethal. And then at the end, Lethal turns the ref around and he low blows Kojima and he hits a lethal injection for the 3 count to retain the ROH World title. Y'all couldn't have had Jay Lethal win clean, because it really doesn't help him when ROH is pretty much building him up as a face going into Death Before Dishonor to defend the ROH World title against Adam Cole. Like, that ending goes against what ROH is trying to do. But fortunately, it is what it is. So I'm going to give this match a 3.5 out of 5. It was good. They could have had a better match, especially with the fact that they got a 60-minute time limit, along with the IWGP Heavyweight Tag Title match getting a 60-minute time limit. They really didn't utilize it well. So we go from that to Los Ingobernables de Japón defeating Unbreakable Michael Elgin, Hiroshi Tanahashi, Kushida, and Juice Robinson. This was a really good match. I mean, seriously, the crowd was red hot for Naito. I mean, seriously, if that doesn't tell you how bad the fans want Naito in the main event, I don't know what will. Because it's really getting ridiculous with Naito getting screwed again out of a fucking main event of Wrestle Kingdom. Like first it was the the fan vote that they had for Wrestle Kingdom 8, where it was okay, the heavyweight title match between Okada and Naito is the main event, or the IC title match between Nakamura and Tanahashi. He got screwed from that. Then Gato decides to screw him over, having Omega go over him in day 18 of the G1. Like, and now they've reduced Naito to wrestling Elgin for the IC title. I mean, it's going to be a great match, but that's not what fans want to see. Like, come on, Gato, listen to your damn fans already. But I'm going to give that match a 3.5 out of 5. You know, not like everybody in Los Ingobernables delivered. Tanahashi was Tanahashi. So, of course, you're going to get a good performance out of him. Elgin was the man. Kushida was good. Juice Robinson, he did very well as well. So it was good to see that. So we get to the co-main event, which is Kazuchika Okada, the Rainmaker, Toru Yano, and Naomichi Marufuji taking on Bullet Club's Bad Luck Fale and the Gorillas of Destiny. Match was solid. You had Yano doing his usual bullshit. Okada and Marufuji doing their thing. Gorillas of Destiny. Fale was Fale. It was fine for what it was. Give it a 3 out of 5. Where Okada ends up hitting the Rainmaker on Tangaloa. Yeah, that was funny as hell to see Fale knock the microphone out of the announcer's hand before the match. Where the announcer was sitting down, the ring announcer was fucking sitting down. Didn't get in the ring. Here's what they should do. Like, the ring announcer, he should just fucking hide from Fale. Be like, hey, put him in the fucking stands where it's like, bad luck, Fale. And then Fale just stares him down like, that's your lucky day. Like, you're lucky I don't go up there and kick your ass. I don't know what it is with Fale and the ring announcer, but that shit just never gets old. But after the match, Okada's like, Fale, I'll deal with you another time, anytime, and Fale is like, bring it on. I'll take you on anytime, any place, Okada. So then Okada turns his attention to Marufuji, and he tells Marufuji, pretty much says, look, I want a rematch. I'm going to put my title online, and I want a rematch with you, Marufuji, because day one, you beat me at the G1 in day one, and I want to avenge that loss. Marufuji accepts, offers his handshake, and then Okada just blows him off, and he just poses on the turnbuckles. Kind of a dick move, but, you know, it builds up that match. Really looking forward to Marufuji and Okada for the heavyweight title. I don't know when they're going to do it, either because I figure it's either going to be Destruction or King of Pro Wrestling. Either one, but that's a match I'm really looking forward to. But I figure they should do Fale at Destruction first, get that out of the way. But 3 out of 5, 6-man tag match. It was good to build up Okada and Marufuji as well as Okada and Fale. More of Okada and Marufuji than anything. But so we go from that to the main event, the finals of the G1 Climax. A block winner Hiroki Goto versus B block winner Kenny Omega. This was a great match. Even though I didn't agree with the guys that were in the finals, I still got to give credit where credit's due. Omega, great worker. Same with Goto. Even if people are tired of Goto, he's still a great worker. And you had him go after Omega's knee a little bit early on. And then eventually Omega makes a comeback, kind of no sells it a little bit. But yeah, a lot of back and forth between these two. Like Omega hitting a tope con hilo, where he kind of got his foot stuck in the guardrail for a little bit after he hit that tope con hilo. And he would take advantage. Then Goto made his usual comeback. And at one point, Goto finally brought back the Shoten Kai. I mean, I've been wondering why the fuck he stopped using it as a finisher, but it was good to see him finally use it again. Then you had Omega. Omega ended up kicking out, and he was spamming some charging knees and shit. Then when you get to the end, he ended up hitting a Bloody Sunday, a Styles Clash. Goto ended up kicking out of both of those. And then Omega was able to finish him off with the One Wing Angel for the 3 counts. So, your winner of the G1 Climax, the cleaner, Kenny Omega. Still call bullshit of him winning instead of Naito winning the G1. But Gator decided, oh, we're going to have this whole thing of Omega being the first Gaijin to win the G1. Which in reality, Machine Gun Carl Anderson was more deserving of it. AJ Styles was more deserving. Prince Devitt was more deserving. But Omega wins. Pretty much said that Bullet Club is still alive. And the Elite is still alive because without the Elite, wrestling is boring and it sucks. And instead of waving like the G1 flag, he ends up waving the Bullet Club flag. And he was speaking to the crowd in Japanese, shitting on him. And the crowd was eating it up. So that was the end of the show. Although they did have a press conference with Omega where he ended up no selling the fact that he used the Phoenix Splash, where they were asking him about how close he was with Ibushi, because him and Ibushi tag teamed at one point, and Omega busted out the Phoenix Splash, but he missed. And when he was asked about it, he was like, no comment, no comment, no comment. And he talked about DDT and how everyone turned on him. And he said he was going to win the G1. And he was interested about facing Okada at Wrestle Kingdom. And that was the end of the show. Also, something of note, Masahiro Chono came out for their main event on commentary. Chono's the fucking man. Mr. G1. He won the first 2 G1s in 91, 92. Like 91 elevated him and Keiji Muto, aka Great Muta, although he wasn't wrestling as Muta. They did have a match where he wrestled as Muta, but that was at the Tokyo Dome, where after Chono won the G1, and he wrestled Muta for the heavyweight title, and at the time Chono had the NWA World Heavyweight Championship. But anyway, it was good to see Chono on commentary. I didn't watch the English commentary with Kevin Kelly and Steve Corino because they're fucking garbage on commentary. I didn't see it, didn't have any interest to. If Matt Striker's on commentary, then I'll see it. But overall, the show, what will I give this show? I want to give this one 8 out of 10. it was a nice way. It was a really good way to end the G1 and and everything that was in between. Like everything in between was kind of lackluster. Like the first two matches were lackluster, but everything else was like good to great. So overall, the G1 overall thoughts, I'm gonna give the G1 a solid 8 out of 10. Like I really like this G1. Like A Block had some shows where you're like, but by day 11 they were started to pick it up, and day 13 phenomenal, as well as 17. And then B Block's best days were day day 8 and then day 12. So really really want to see where New Japan's going to go with this. If you enjoyed the video, hit the like button, subscribe. I'd also like to get your thoughts on the G1 Climax. How'd you like it? Like some of you that have been watching the G1 for the past few years, was this better than last year's G1? I'm not going to make any comment as to whether this was better than last year's G1 since I only saw the first 4 days of last year's. But I decided to make it my mission to watch this year's G1 from start to finish. And I really loved it. Like, it was a great G1. Even though I disagree with some of the people winning, but overall it was great. So I'll be back sometime tomorrow to probably talk to you about Death Before Dishonor. So hope you had a good time, and I'll catch all of you later. Peace out.